Sunday, find out who's going and who's staying home, and Philadelphia gets ready for St. Patrick's Day. Action News is next.
Lots of Toyota SUVs, hundreds of choices. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event with thousands of amazing values, like the leases on new 2005 Toyota SUVs. Lease a sporty RAV4 for just $199 a month, a smooth Highlander for $259 a month, a rugged 4Runner for $299 a month, or a roomy Sequoia for $399 a month. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Crossing the Line, 11:35 tonight.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Sally Ann Mosey, Phil Andrews, and Rob Jennings.
7 people murdered in less than 12 hours. We're not talking about Iraq here. We're talking about Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. 7 people, 3 of them children, who were alive when this weekend began, are now in the city morgue. Sunday night, the big story on Action News is a disturbingly violent weekend in Philadelphia. In the words of one homicide lieutenant, there's no shock or outrage anymore. It's worn off. Nora Mushanek is live at police headquarters, and Nora, police officials are scheduling a news conference for tomorrow.
Rob, they are. They're not saying much tonight, but tomorrow they plan to talk in full about the wave of violence that hit the city this weekend. A big part of the problem, they say, is the availability of handguns and people using them irresponsibly. Saturday night, a 10-year-old boy sitting in a van with his sister is shot dead in North Philadelphia. 2 a.m. Sunday morning, a woman in South Philadelphia stabs her 2 children to death, then herself. 2 hours later, at a pool hall in the Northeast, a shootout leaves 2 dead and 3 injured. The total for a 12-hour period, 7 dead.
I hope that that's really what the case is over the past few days, that it's just a coincidence that the jobs all happen within a short span, time span, but, there's a lot of gun violence on the streets. There's no question about that.
City homicide detectives have their hands full with simultaneous murder investigations and say a big part of the problem is too many guns in the hands of people too willing to pull the trigger.
It ain't nothing new, because you're in a 24-hour club, it's going to be crime, but not like this. Neighbors going down.
I've been watching the news for the last couple of days, and I've been seeing a number of young murders and people getting killed.
Appearing at an event in Juniata to honor young boxers, undisputed world middleweight boxing champ Bernard the Executioner Hopkins decried the wave of violence. A former gang member who served over 4 years in prison for armed robbery and then turned his life around, Hopkins says young people have to be shown there's an alternative.
The parents are here, mother and fathers, supporting their children and giving them a positive way of in life to look at other than the negative that they hear and see.
Again, police brass will be having a news conference tomorrow to discuss in full the wave of violence that swept through the city this past weekend. Live in Center City, I'm Nora Mushanek, Channel 6 Action News. Rob?
Nora, thank you. The Vietnamese community is numb from this morning's murder-suicide. A depressed woman stabbed her 6-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son before ending her own life. John Rollins reports from South Philadelphia.
The 911 call came in the middle of the night. Inside a row house, police found 3 people stabbed to death. 6-year-old Mimi Dang, her 10-year-old brother Kenny, and their mother, Thuy Dang. Police say it was a murder-suicide. Dang's 13-year-old son was awakened by a scream. He discovered his mother with a knife.
So I see her run, and when I went to the kitchen, I turned on the light. She had stabbed herself, and she fell. Then I look into the corner. I see my little sister. She was laying face down, and there was all this blood everywhere.
The family says Dang had tried to commit suicide in the past. Pills then, not this time.
Before I can grab the knife out of her hand, she already stabbed herself. And then she fell in between the refrigerator and the drawer jar, and she just laid there and she started shaking.
Devastated family and friends gathered Sunday. Speaking in Vietnamese, Dang's mother told an interpreter the family had tried to get her daughter hospitalized Saturday, but were unsuccessful this time.
There was another occasion when she complained that she didn't feel well, and she took her daughter to the hospital, and the hospital kept her there. But this time she didn't know why the hospital didn't keep her there.
A spokesperson for Pennsylvania Hospital said federal law prohibits the hospital from discussing a patient. Dang's family says that she at times realized she faced serious emotional problems. Her mother says her daughter was frightened after her previous suicide attempt.
She might lose her soul if she tried to commit suicide. So she tried to pray here at the Buddhist altars. And she also went to the church to see a Vietnamese priest there. She asked for a cross so she can pray for herself.
But Dang's son says his mother stopped taking her medications. Her family worried about suicide. They say, though, they never thought she would harm her children. John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News.
And finally, 2 men are clinging to life at Temple University Hospital. They were sitting in a car on the 1900 block of Page Street, North Philadelphia this afternoon when gunmen opened fire on them. The gunman fled in a gray car with its windows shot out. Another case tonight for a very busy Philadelphia police force. Pope John Paul II is recuperating tonight inside his apartment in the Vatican. The 84-year-old Pope was released from a hospital in Rome today. He was admitted 2.5 weeks ago with breathing problems so severe, doctors had to perform a tracheotomy. Since then, the Pontiff has been having therapy for breathing and speaking. He thrilled the crowd waiting outside his hospital window today by addressing them.
A tutti, buona domenica, buona settimana.
The Pope was hospitalized twice last month. He is bothered by complications of his Parkinson's disease, but plans to deliver his traditional Easter blessings 2 weeks from today. Federal officials have joined the investigation into an arson at a Trenton church. A storage shed was torched in the rear of Galilee Baptist on Martin Luther King Boulevard. The heat was so intense, it cracked a stained glass window in the church, allowing smoke to pour in. Firefighters got the blaze out, nobody hurt, and services were held in the church this morning.